Thank you, William. You know what? That is this. Why? I don't even know what to tell you. Don't even know what to tell you. I'm so mad at myself that I keep forgetting this. Um, good Lord, I apologize. I really do. I had to run out and get a hat because I felt like this ensemble needs a hat. Um, Now I'm realizing that the hat is hot. It can't be true armor show without me forgetting to turn on the audio. You're probably right about that. Um, did George Washington have an enslaved son? Why do we care? Why is this in the New Yorker? Because in America, trafficking in this history is lucrative, right? You can guilt people with it, you can raise money on it. You just don't ever need to change it because it's worth something. It's worth a dollar amount. All this guilt, all this. You can run for office on it. It can't be True Armor Show because of the title. What did I name this show? I need a title for this thing, right? I've read it. Every show is always named after the day, right? So it's like Monday this is uh Thursday night fights. It's Tuesday this. I got to stop doing that because excuse me, this pod is gonna rage for 1,000 years, and you just can't keep naming dates. Oh man, what a day I had! I tried to get some sleep and do it right. Wasn't even up late yesterday. I think I went to bed yesterday around. Oh, I was exhausted early, maybe around 10:30, 11. Woke up at like 5 this morning. Been running ever since. Was exhausted. My nephew called me. Goes, hey, you gotta come and pick up this. Like he's supposed to drop something off. So he's like, hey, I got this thing. Be around 10 minutes. I'm like, all right. So I'm half in the haze, half asleep, half waiting for him. I kind of get up like, let me throw some water on my face because I got 10 minutes to do the show. 6:30, right? Call him up. I thought you said you were gonna be here in 10 minutes. He's like, I told you I was gonna be home in 10 minutes. You gotta come to me. I'm like, oh. Luckily, this is VA, where you know you don't have to get on a bus or a train or get an Uber. Da da da. I went to his house. It took me 12 minutes to get there. Oh my God. I didn't break any traffic laws. I wasn't speeding. 12 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is nice. 12 minutes. Leisurely 12 minutes. Got there and back. It was 24 minutes, and then I got immediately on. I'm so glad. Because if this was New York and I was like, oh man, my homie who lives 6 blocks away, 10 blocks away, it'll take me forever to get there and to get back. Amazing. It's the little things about living here in VA. Was there a woman pilot who was shot down over the Ukraine? Wait, was she Russian or she was a Ukrainian lady pilot shot down by the? Wait, hold it. Wait, what? Hold it. Was a woman Ukraine pilot was a woman Ukraine pilot that was shot down? You've got me a little confused. I haven't seen one student dead and two are hospital after a shooting at an Iowa high school. At this point, I don't even know what to tell you. I can't really even blame the parents for all this. It's such a gun culture, guns in all the movies kind of environment. You expect children to pick up shit, right? Why wouldn't they pick that up? At this point, do something about the fucking guns and the gun culture, right? It doesn't need to be constantly on TV and constantly accessible. If it's constantly accessible, tone it down on TV. I don't know why this is hard. All the people who make all the money never fix the problem. Because as soon as they get there, they doubled it. They take money from the state treasuries, whether you're a local policeman or a senator or a congressman, right? And then they do what the establishments want done, whether that's we don't want them protesting, like essentially corporate interests. So I don't even know what to tell you. Oh, I'm thinking about taking the next 2 weeks off. I really need to organize this show. I really do. I need to come back with a fresh head Um, it probably won't be 2 weeks because I like streaming. It'll probably be a week. But I gotta pick up my streaming apparatus and organize it on a new platform and a new thing and a new everything. Uh, Passwords and codes and all that shit, and then re-kick it over because I like streaming. I'm not gonna stop, but at the same time, I think it would be better if I was on another platform. Um, Another streaming service because the platforms I'm on, I'm still streaming to YouTube and Twitch right now. But this fucking envelope thing is making me crazy. I don't like. I'm not envelope. This letter format. This this portrait format, which is what we're looking at me in, versus envelope format, which is what I like. Envelope format is essentially postcard format, which is what it looks like exactly. Like so, when you're out and you see an alien, first thing y'all want you to do is take your phone and turn it horizontal. So when you film whatever you're filming and you make billions of dollars by giving it to the media and put it online. It's properly set, right? Not like this. It shouldn't look like this, right? It should look like this. It should look like a TV image. It shouldn't look like a portrait. It should look like a still picture, right? This is not hard. People are phoning. I hate to tell you, so many people are fucking phoning in their lives as to be ridiculous. And it goes to what we said a couple of days ago, well, what the Pentagon said a couple of days ago about the nature of the American male. Squishy and ridiculous, right? Why? You can't blame all those men. They were raised by somebody who raised them in an environment where you got rid of the fathers, right? Fathers would have been climbing trees and doing all this cool and interesting shit. So many men don't have that in their life. All they do is sit down and watch TV. I'm an anomaly, right? I like to do a lot of things. So nothing ever conflicts with me. So even as I was a gamer, I was running 3 miles a day, right? Biking, rollerblading, versus just getting an Xbox and buying a ton of games and sitting inside and getting fat. Yeah, a lot of these people were done in by their mothers. And now, you're unhappy with your life. You should look at your mother, but she also has the power of guilt over you. So now you won't blame her. Or if you blame her, the worst that the world looks at you poorly. I look at you intelligently. You suss out where the problems are and how do I fix my problem? Oh, this is why I have this problem. I have noticed there's a commercial where there's people doing all this stuff and then like at the end like this guy eating and then he's at something else eating, then he's at another thing eating, he's at a barbecue eating, right? And then he's standing somewhere, he's reading his phone, he goes, I was conditioned to finish my plate, right? And it's all this stuff. It's like I've known people who they wanted to go out and play, but their mother was paranoid about the world, so they got them all the stuff to keep them inside, keep them friendless, make them fat, and keep them dependent on their mother, right? By the time that kid gets to be 14, 15, 16, where he wants the attention of his peers and boys and girls, whatever the case may be, of your boy or your daughter, right? Or your son or your daughter. He's got no skill set. All of a sudden, and you may, well, he's 16. No, that 16-year-old skill set he should have been developing when he was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And it's not all about, well, I sent them to school. You have to be at school. The thing about hanging out outside of school is you get to hang out with people you like and you want to. Whereas school lets you hang out with everybody. And of course, some of those people you like and some don't. You meet new people because some are people you never would have met but live in your neighborhood, right? So all this kind of nice thing. But after that whole thing, you get to hang out with people you actually like. So now what? You broke your kid, right? All these women who hate men have all these kids, then break the sons. This is a great plan if you're only going to raise daughters. So you can't blame the son for this. All these dudes who grow up 20, and this has been going on for like 25, 30 years now. 40 years, I would say, actually. Since the 60s, quite frankly. So I would say since like the, yeah. So I'd say about 60 years that you have these people who grew up like this and then raised a group of people like them. But I always think that by the third generation, people are going to go, what the fuck is this? And you see it now. A lot of these millennials don't want to be, their children are divorced, and their children, where I had no brothers and sisters, they don't like it. And what they want is a family. I want a wife, and, but the guys are like, these bitches aren't in it for the long term, and I'm not trying to buy 3 houses. So now you have to get men to be back on board with marriage. That's the way I see it, but it's not there yet. I think the shift is happening, and you'll probably notice it in 10 to 15 years. But I think in that 10 to 15 years, you better do something about the boys, because the boys have a fuck you mindset to these women. Why and why wouldn't they? Why would you be? Why would you believe if 70% of marriages, 70, I think it's like 60, actually 62% of marriages fail? Why would you believe in it? Have faith, believe in marriage, and then when it happens to you, everybody just calls you stupid. But there's going to be a lot of people dying old and alone, right? And their single kids are going to have to plan for themselves and their parents and maybe their kids. It's put a lot on people for you to fucking hack the system. I really do believe it's a mean spirited uh, hack on the populace, right? And this is from someone who comes from a big family, right? My nuclear family was fairly large. There were seven of us, and my outer family was large. My grandmother had like 15 kids, right? Daughter of slaves. So it is what it is, baby. Um, I was going to get a drink, wasn't I? I went and got a hat and took it off. I was going to go get a cold beverage, but my stomach is bothering me. So I could get a cold beverage. That'll calm my stomach down, but then I always feel bad when I drink super cold water. So I could go get a milk. Milk is actually good for my weird stomach when I feel this way. Oh, I could do yoga stretches. Excuse me. Uh, you know what it is? I've got a gut on me. That's a problem. When you have all this excess, all kind of extra air gets caught in the tubes, all kind of stuff, and that's what you have to watch out for. That's why you shouldn't carry one. And I was a drinker forever. I managed not to have a beer gut because it was a running. Now it's a sedentary lifestyle, and that's the problem. When I was a kid, I can't believe it. I'm all over the place with this pod. When I was a kid, uh, there were stories about people who died, like famously Nelson Rockefeller died having sex with a young woman, right? And I'm like, man, how out of shape are you that you are bad at having not? Well, I don't know if you're bad at it. How out of shape are you that you die having sex, right? And now you see it. People get up and they walk to the shower, right? They walk to the kitchen. They eat something unhealthy. They walk outside to the car, chauffeur driven, or they drive themselves to work. Then they so all the walking they do, if you strung it all together, it might be 3 blocks, right? 20 feet up the steps, 20 feet out the house, 15 paces to the mailbox, park the car in the grocery store. Maybe that's the most walking you do. That's shopping for 20 minutes, walking at a leisurely pace up and down aisles, then leisurely walk back to the car, and then draw. You know what I mean? So before you know it, all that walking and driving and walking, that walking is not exercise. Walking is like breathing. You can almost do that in your sleep unless something tragic has happened to you, right? The vast majority of people can do it. You can train babies to do it. And even if you did not train babies to do it, babies will take to it because it's part of what I mean. You want them to walk sooner, than right? But who was it? Got up and walked over to his mother. I want to say it was somebody in my family, but nobody would expect them to do it then. And he just kind of, and we were like, oh wow, look at you. And that's right. You're gonna learn that. It's like you have to throw somebody. You have to teach. You have to throw somebody. You have to teach somebody how to throw. Uh, you don't have to teach somebody how to throw, but you do have to teach people how to throw with precision, right? So some of this stuff is just ingrained in you. And walking is not an exercise. Walking is a thing you do. Like flying is not an exercise for birds. Flying is a thing they do. Swimming is not an exercise for fish. Swimming is a thing they do. Walking is not an exercise for you. It's something you do. You might want to walk a little faster, jog a little, eat less, get out in the sun, right? I want you to do something for me. When you look at these old movies from the 50s and 60s, ooh, wow, right? From the 50s and 60s, look at the people, not just the movie stars. And mind you, those movie stars weren't on health kicks and I mean, the health thing. I mean, Jack LaLanne was around, but nobody gave a fuck. The health thing didn't really kick over till like the '70s, right? With Bruce Lee teaching people how to be martial artists and physically fit, and people beginning to run. Like the Iron Man started in the '70s, and marathon began to get popular in the '70s, right? All these things, but in the '60s, no, no. So look at those people. There's a certain body type to them before the food was poisoned. There are heavy people. Don't get it twisted. Not everybody has the same m- uh not everybody has the same chemistry, and not everybody has the same metabolism, right? So you saw heavy people. Santa Claus is notoriously fat, right? Dom DeLuise was famous back then. He was big. Uh, Costello was heavy, right? Abbott and Costello, he was heavy. Um, Oliver Hardy, right? Oliver was heavy, but now everybody's heavy. That wasn't the case before. It's the food. Something's wrong with the food, and then you mention it to people who are heavy, like the food is bad, and they take it personally. It's hard to tell people you should be healthy. I've made that mistake far too many times, but you should be healthy. And I don't tell that everybody. I don't care about a lot of these people. Well, that's not true. I do care about people, but generally, I don't have a vested interest in a lot of these people. But I will tell the people in my family because it's fucking ridiculous. You're too young, and I don't want to bury you. And what are you doing? Someone's gonna have to carry this coffin. Oh, and there's a thing. Had a friend who passed away. He must have been 42, 45. Um, but he was like 5'7", right? Maybe 280. He was big. Um, big. He walked with a cane and a crutch, and then he passed away because the anomalies of his system that were waging war against him. But I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Your health is important. It's not for me to tell you. I mean, people go, well, as long as you're happy, that's bullshit. Your health is important. Um, take care of yourself. Showt Natasha Perakov was a pilot. Show show title, Thanks Mom. Okay, let's present this on stream, even though we don't have anything to present on stream. All right. And let's check to see if I am streaming. Oh, what a day. What a day. I am not a young man anymore. And I've got computer issues again. So now, and it's minor and stupid. My dark theme on my YouTube channel isn't showing up. So every time I open up a screen, I have to do it. I have to do it manually, which is it's just annoying. But it's not. What the hell was that? It's not. It's first world problems, quite frankly. Russian soldiers killed as city is recaptured. Quote unquote. Welcome to Ukraine. News.com.Australia. Here's your problem. People love this Ukraine story, right? People love to root for an underdog. Here's the thing. The Ukrainians have a giant neo-Nazi problem. So before you go over there to fight for them, you might want to check your head. You really might. I'm not for anybody invading any place, but again, I'm not really trying to die for Nazis either. What is wrong with people? Do people not do research? Do people not read? Do people not know the lay of the land? Maybe the first games we play will be Risk, right? Like I said, I'm thinking about taking 2 weeks off to sort of set everything up to slide over. be able to play video games and actually get a. Somebody told me I should have a dismiss this. Someone told me uh, I gotta let more people into the stream, and I was like, all right. They're like, you should have people edit. Need a title name for this show. That was the title's name for this show. Should I change it? Uh, oh well. Dismiss it. I know now that I look at it, it doesn't seem clever. Show title, thanks, mom. It's not gonna update on YouTube or Twitter, but do we want to change the title? Thanks, mom. All right, just calm down. Calm down. What were you doing here? We were trying to talk about 2 weeks vacation before we get into a rabbit hole of what the title is. So I think probably after this Sunday, it probably won't be 2 weeks. It'll probably be Monday through Friday. And if I don't get it done, it'll probably be next week, Monday through Friday. But it'll likely be, I'll likely be back by Saturday. Um, and I think a couple of days off will do me good. 20 actors who have said no to nudity. Why do we care? 20 people. There's a million actors in there with their hoo ha hanging out and making a lot of money doing it, right? All these women coming up talking about, I was sexually harassed 20 years ago. Shut up and get out of here. People who have nothing going on now want you to hate. Who was it? Jerry Lewis. Woman, I got no time for you. There are real issues going on, and people are being murdered. 18 found his dad's unreleased song from the 70s, and it's going viral. That's good, but again, all this country seems to be doing is pushing these aw shucks stories. So as to not cover news. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like all these. Oh, I saw it yesterday. This little girl sang some song in a animal shelter in the Ukraine, and everybody cried. I was like, y'all bitches better get out of that dog shelter and get to safety. The first thing I would do is I would let all the dogs and cats go. I would release them into the environs. Because three things are gonna happen. They're either gonna die when they bomb that dog shelter, right? Or you can release them. The cats have a pretty good chance out in the world by themselves, right? Unless something lands on them. Or sadly, you may need to eat these animals in 8 months when there's no food, no nothing, and the Russians have stopped fucking around with you and actually taking the country. They have a look. Listen, I said it yesterday. The army of the Ukraine is sort of like the New York City Police Department, 30,000 people, right? Uh, against like the Russian army, against like the American state, right? It's that. It's the Ukraine is a small place with like 2 million people total, maybe 30,000 cops, uh, in a small place, and the Russian army is a country, a big ass country, the largest landmass, I think. But it's also connected to China, so that's another thing you got to watch for. That is a giant land mass. Um, yeah, the three of the biggest continents in the world are the Russia Asian landmass, right? Because China goes from the tip of the Pacific as we go across the Pacific, Hawaii as we go across the Pacific and up toward Siberia, over through Alaska, down through I'm about to say down through Nova Scotia, down through British Columbia, and down through uh, not Oregon, Seattle, then Oregon, then California, right? That whole, I mean, that's China, but China touches Russia, right? Uh, and Russia, the only reason why Russia doesn't touch the Atlantic Ocean is because right buffered up against them are all these little countries that some are Slavic, and then they some form Germany, and then France, and yeah, and then the water comes, and right just beyond the water is England. right? So England is not a proper. Well, England is attached to the European continent, the European plate, but the land bridge that people, because it used to be, if I remember this correctly, England used to be connected to all of Europe, just like there was a lot the Bering Land Bridge over here. There was sort of the same thing over there, and they didn't swim over or boat over. A lot of people think they walked into England, and then that bridge sort of came undone, and then they were just there. Uh, and this was a trillion years ago. This was like 10,000 years ago, right? Nobody remembers this history. And the only reason that you can say because they scan the floor and go, oh, okay, you know what? Interesting. If you could lower the water levels in the world by 50 feet, you would see some of these walkable paths because they're not that far. You just can't see them. Um, but yeah, man, it is what it is, right? It's world history and why there's still a problem with Europe. They've this all they know conflict. They've been at war with each other. All their history in small little tribes of 50 people to small little tribes of 100 people to small little tribes of 1,000 people to small little tribal states of half a million, right? So you got to always know why people hate people. Then they come here and, like I said, they just call themselves white and they wash over their own history, and then they just target their aggression at new people, the blacks, the Mexicans, the Native Americans, right? While going, we white people are superior, white superior, and then when you turn your back, they're at each other. Because I begin to think it's more about stuff and things and really about my group versus your group. I think that's what it was even up to 200 years ago. But I think in the modern era, it's about stuff and things and bullshit cons is what I think it is. I'm pretty sure these people do not think that they're superior. They used to say black people had tails and we were right. No one believes that anymore. But you still have racism. Why? Because it's fucking lucrative. And if you can keep me out of the banking industry, I'm not your competitor. More, you know what I mean? So it's all this sinister shit. And as the sinister shit keeps happening, you can't trust the people. And this is why I say on this podcast all the time. You're getting to a point where you won't ever be able to trust your fellow Americans. And that's your problem. Because when that happens, it's like, I'm going to protect myself with these guns and these people. Then all of a sudden, you have a group of armed men in here who don't trust us. And then, congratulations, you have whatever counter manning organization is within your system. And we don't have one here, but there's others in other places, right? Uh, like who? Well, you say ISIS, but there's a lot of religious groups who oppose this, that, and or the other thing. There's a lot of groups who demand to be separate from the whole of it. Not here, right? But once, I mean, nobody funds us from outside. Everybody gets funded other places, right? So, I mean, once your enemies go, you know what? Maybe we should just fund their internal opposition. I think America's in a lot of trouble because you have a president who is sitting here telling you that the place is not racist, even as they're killing people, and he's nominating people for racist reasons to the Supreme Court. It's just goofy. Ed Sheeran, so everyone does this. And it's always here's the thing about music as I'm learning about music. Uh, there's 1,000 progressions. I'm sorry, not there's a finite number of progressions that you can arrange in 1,000 ways, right? So that 145, there's a ton of that on the radio, but everybody uses different chords, right? They may use the C scale and may not start with the C. They may start with the G. Is it the G scale? Or they use the C scale? Are you gonna wait till the fucking flat F shows up to know if it's a G scale or the C scale and all that good stuff? Um, and music used to be about homages, right? I guess there's a fine line between borrowing stuff and homages to people. But some people just flat out steal it, and other people just be dragged into court because they paid an homage to. So we'll see how it plays out. I like Ed Sheeran. He's sort of hacked this pop ditty ness of music that people like, right? He's he's a master at corporate music. I have to get a drink. I'm like I feel warm. What's the weather outside? It's currently partly cloudy and 77 degrees. It's 77 degrees. Why am I all of a sudden warm? It might be because I'm chatting. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh no. Oh no. Am I out? I am out. Oh no. Oh boy. All right. Don't you hate when you're out of stuff? I'm not really out of stuff. I told myself I wasn't gonna. I was done with it, and now I'm out, and I guess I'm not done with it. So I'm gonna do this one more time. Um. Whew. All right. So me and my homie were talking about these podcasts. One, I need a show. I need a show title. It needs to be better organized. I mean, I guess this is fun. I can sit here and talk to you like this, but I need to move that camera so it's a little more eye. So yeah, we know all the stuff that we need to do. On top of this, I've got a lot of internal shit going on in my own personals. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Got to get done, right? Only one person to do it, and that person is me. And I think I'm gonna take a little time off to do it. Uh, I was thinking about taking off because April is just up. So it's the 14th to the 18th, maybe the 21st to the 25th. No, I don't think I need that much time. I think I need, if I took this weekend off, good Lord, I want to start early. I don't want to wait till Monday. I find that I'm stressed out about pointless shit all the time, more and more so. It's like it's so goofy that the small things don't work anymore. It's 7:30:30. Okay, it's 7:30:30. I guess that's right. We have only been streaming for a very short time. All right. I'm just having a day, guys. I'm running. I'm having a day. I mean, if everything had gone to plan, when I feel like this, we could just pop in a game. But you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. My only other thing, if I don't have something to talk about, is juggling. You want to see me juggle? That's what I thought. Come on, people. Seriously. Supreme Court declines to revive Bill Cosby's prosecution. Elden Ring. Okay, if people are playing Elden Ring, they're playing Lost Ark. I actually, my homie wants to play Lost Ark, so I fired it up. I was there's there's something wrong with me, man. Sometimes, if I don't want to do it, there's nothing I can do to make me do it. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know what to tell you. I was like, this is a video game. Why am I not? I couldn't even bring myself to launch it. Yeah, sword juggling sounds like something that should be on my OnlyFans account. Uh, let's read why. And here's the thing about Bill Cosby. I'm becoming a contrarian, right? I stand up for all these people that all my people look at me. Excuse me. Now I gotta go blow my honker. Look at me crazy for. Good Lord, give me a second. Oh my gosh, what is going on? I'm sweating and blowing my honker. All right, let's try this One more time. Sweet Jesus. Are we all right? I think we're all right. All right, let's cut this light a little lighter, a little lighter, a little brighter. All right. Sweet Susquehanna. Let's read this thing about Bill Cosby. Do we want to read it on the phone or do we want to read it on the giant apparatus here? I'm sweating. Ugh. The Supreme Court left in place Monday an opinion by Pennsylvania's highest court that overturned comedian Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction, rejecting a bid from Pennsylvania's prosecutors to review the decision. Here's the thing. For the amount of times prosecutors throw innocent people in the clinker, you shouldn't just be able to like stomp your feet and be mad that you know what I mean. I mean, and this is fuck, excuse my language, but screw reality television shows. These things should be on TV at night. You should be able to see them and see these judges who they don't even talk about. Some of them are dirty fuckers too, completely immoral, who think that they sit above the law. Just like these, yeah, the arrogance of some of what happens in courtrooms. Oh, I gotta go to this wedding. I am not feeling. I think I'm becoming a hermit. And between you, me, and the wallpaper, I'm kind of good with that. I really think that I'm kind of all right with being a hermit. Uh, boy. Every time I turn around, every time I turn around, and I should be doing something, going somewhere, hanging out with some people, I would, I can find a good and comfortable reason to do something else with my days. Right? I gotta sharpen this knife. This knife would not cut. What is easily cuttable? A fart. Cut a fart. No, no. Okay, sorry. Um, and also when I get this other thing, it's a bigger thing. If I do this, you can, yeah, versus we'll see what happens. Ugh. Can't even see it, huh? This thing was burning. I had the whole apartment smelling like sage. Oh, that's not good. This looks like it's about to fall off. And I guess it was. All right. Ooh. This is the thing about this kind of behavior. You're playing with fire. It's completely dangerous for the most part. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And it takes forever to get this shit burning. It really does. All right, now let's stick this in a window. All right, let's get back to it. Bill Cosby. Oh, Bill. Scam. Let's close this. All right. So let's read this thing. Do we want to close this other thing and stand up and read? I want to do more standing up. I'm not crazy about sitting down. All right. Let's get it. All right. So the Supreme Court. You know what? I'm going to read this. on the piece. Let's do this. All right. Cosboy. Come on, Bill. Come on, man. Come on, Bill. News. What is this? This is politics, CNN. So what's the CNN story? Here it is. So we're gonna read the CNN story. Yeah, we're gonna read the CNN story. We're going to close this down and charge my phone until we need it again. This phone thing is ridiculous. Thank you. All right, let's get at it. Yeah, I need to move this thing because this is eye contact. This is not eye contact. This is eye contact. This is not eye contact. Is it? Gotta fix that. Here we go. The Supreme Court left in place Monday an opinion by the Pennsylvania highest court, and my frame good, Pennsylvania highest court that overturned comedian Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction, rejecting a bid from Pennsylvania prosecutors to review the decision. Cosby was convicted of aggravated indecent assault in 2018 for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constant in his Pennsylvania home in 2004. He was sentenced to 10-year. No, I'm sorry. He was about 3 to 10 year terms. I was like, what? He was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in state prison, which I think he did. Didn't Bill Cosby do 4 years in jail? He was released from prison in June after the state Supreme Court overturned his sexual assault conviction on the grounds that his due process rights have been violated. The Pennsylvania State Supreme Court justice said in their opinion that a former Montgomery County District Attorney decision to not prosecute Cosby in 2005 in return for his deposition in a civil case was ultimately used against him at trial. And that's the thing. You can't say, okay, tell us everything, we won't hold this against you, and then hold it against them. And then play keep away with justice. He did 4 years in jail. We don't care what we say. We just throw him in there. I'm telling you, this thing is gonna come undone, and it's been a long time in coming. Right? It's always one group of people, the poor, and it's never the other group of people, the wealthy. Outrageous, outrageous. All right. All right, hold on. 2000 Korean aggravated indecent assault in 2008 for drug convicted in 2018. That was 4 years ago. He got out of jail, I want to say last year. He did 3 years. 3 to 10, and he did 3 years. All right. All right. Stop that. In a statement on behalf of Cosby and his family, publicist Andrew Wyatt, publicist Andrew Wyatt praised the justices for following the rule of law and protecting the constitutional rights of all Americans. What is this pablum? What is this? What does this even mean? For protecting the rule of law. Look, you're going to be out there next week talking about those same justices violated the rule of law by not arresting this cop for that shooting or heavy-handed when they did this or that. You know, this is the thing. You need to know who these people are and what their track records are, like their pictures. This judge in this district of the Southern District of so and so is a blatant piece of crap, and his record said so. Nobody wants to be have their lives in the hands of these people anymore. racial nonsense in 20 fucking 22. Yeah, I think we're coming down. And someone shot at the cops a couple of days ago, right? Every time I turn around, more and more people are risking shooting at the cops. So the question is, was this always the case and they were burying it, or now and now they're showing uh, showing you all this information, or is this a whole new and completely new, a wholly completely new phenomena of aggression to the police? Too much so that people fight back, and by fight back I mean fire. Someone shot a guy. Well, didn't someone run into a police station and try and shoot at the cops? It's all. I mean, some of this. Those are the low hanging fruit, the dumb ones. But some people are not stupid, and they will give it a serious run. And those are the people that I think the society should be worried about. And I always say the same thing. Just fix it. You can fix this, right? Just fix it. It's like Saddam Hussein. He was ahead of the place. He could have stopped all the goofiness before he lost his head, literally, right? Uh, Slow and steady. Everybody knows you'll kill people. So when you go, okay, we're gonna let the women drive and go to college, and people go, no, you just kill them, and you slowly modernize your shit, right? The same thing's gonna happen with Vladimir Putin, right? He could have fixed this shit. Everybody's gonna be miserable, so I can be important, and I can give it to the Americans. I said it before, and I'll say it again on this pod. His army cannot fuck with the American army, right? The amount of freaking ridiculous shit that the American military comes up with to kill people is just mind-boggling. And all the stuff they have is a copy of what the stuff we had, right? The idea of drones, all these authoritarians have them now, but no one would have invented them there because that takes a bit of creative thinking. How about a plane without a person in it? How are you gonna do that? Well, like those one of those hobby little planes. Hey, what about those hybrid little planes? Could you make one of those big and stick a bit? Hey, no, we could. Why couldn't we? I mean, we can build it to airplanes. I guess we could. And then before you know it, each one of these costs 200 million Raytheon. Raytheon says to the government, and the government says, "Fine, I'll take 100 tonight." I mean, this is not hard. Uh, I mentioned how like this apartment, this room smelled funny yesterday, and I couldn't figure it out, and it didn't smell the other. They laid all this manure down around the bushes yesterday. So the whole front yard and the hallway has this weird smell to it. It doesn't smell like manure, but it smells like mulch, like ugh. And I was like, "What is that?" And then I walked out today, and I was like, "Spring." Uh, all right. This is taking us a while to read this article, isn't it? Andrew White praised the justice for firing the rule of law and protect the Constitution rights of all Americans. When did that start? You have to be consistent in your criticism. You might want to be soft-handed, usually in your rebuke of bad shit. No need to make enemies, but at the same time, call it what it is, man. Mr. Cosby's constitutional rights were a reprehensible bait and switch by Kevin Steele, Judge Steve T. O'Neill, and their cohorts. Wyatt said. So Kevin Steele, the judge, and all these people who are on TV being tough on crime and tough on celebrities and tough on rapists and all this shit. It looked like they bought into the media, and this is what the media does, right? Um, it gets a mob going. If somebody was like, I don't think he should be charged, they'd be like, let's look into this judge. How long has he been on the bench? What kind of what is his rule? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you've got all these people screaming, and then they'll go, we didn't sick anybody on you. What are you talking about? The American media is a sinister apparatus, and a lot of Western societies have the same type of Western media. And it's a hair and a fart above some of these authoritarian medias, which makes you report the way they want you to report. Why it's Mr. Cosby's constitutional rights were a reprehensible bait and switch by Kevin Steele, Judge Steve T. O'Neill, and their cohorts. Why it said this is truly a victory for Mr. Cosby, but it shows that cheating will never get you far in life. What are you talking about? The whole fucking country cheats, and they're all at the top of the pile. Cheating won't get you anywhere. You know what won't get you anywhere in life? Being honest. Trust me. They're called principles. They're hard to get rid of once you have them, and they're hard to get principles after you're 20. There's usually like a germ planted in you that grows as you get older to be a Boy Scout or a good dude just like there's a germ to be an asshole and a piece of crappy person, right? Um, and yeah, you can change, but it takes a lot to go from one to the other. All right. This is true of Victor from Mr. Cosby, but it shows that cheating will never get you far in life, and the corruption that lies within Montgomery County District Attorney Office has been brought to the center stage of the world. What are you talking about? If they're rigging, does this stop them from rigging cases against people? You mention their names, but you're not. I mean, you're uh, just call the crook a crook and get him removed, but you're not. It's pablum. It's empty statements. It's bullshit words, and then he's a publicist too. So what? Remember, what is the point of a publicist? A publicist is to make you look good no matter what, right? Happy stories about you. They want publicity for you, and it's always good publicity. So they're inherently liars that you hire to lie for you. Just like the opposition research is essentially the opposite thing, but your enemies hire them to do the opposite to your reputation. Scent of the world. So I guess the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office is going to be clean now since it's been brought to the center of the world, you idiot. The Montgomery County District Attorney Office, which led the high profile court case against Cosby, said in November that the main question of the appeal centered around the 14th Amendment and the right to due process. No, 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 no. Don't see. This is fucking lawyers. This is very simple. You don't have to be a lawyer to get this. Okay, you tell us this, and we won't prosecute you. Oh well, all right. And he sits with his lawyer. His lawyer goes, "Okay, yeah, tell them." And then you tell them, and then they prosecute you. They're liars. The agreement that they gave you, they received. This is America. Shitty lawyers. There's a bunch of them. They're not good at lawyering, but they are good at rigging the system and getting and paying themselves a ton of money. And I'm telling you, I think they're beginning to shoot their cops, and it's going to get out of hand. I say that all the time. I also think that they're going to remember about the judges and the lawyers. I really do. You think you destroyed my life and you're just going to get away with it? Now I have nothing. I got nothing to live for. Oh well, I might as well. I was thinking about suicide, but now I'm just angry. Maybe I think, you know what I mean? And that's the way it gets kicked off, and the media will just say everybody's a psycho criminal and piece of crap, and but there won't be any reason why, right? Some of these people were innocent and they did long stretches in jail because of corrupt cops and judges. Why wouldn't they want to cut somebody's head off or shoot up the joint or whatever? Unless you believe that everybody in jail is guilty, then you're at the wrong pod. All right, this fucking thing is wobbly AF. It is a million years old. All right, do I want to get another chair and make this a flower table? I do need a flower table. Flower tables can be rickety. I've had this forever. All right, let's finish this off. The appeal centering around the 14th Amendment and the right to due process. The question presented to the court is where a prosecutor publicly announces that he will not file criminal charges based on lack of evidence, mind you, he had no evidence. Uh, does the due process clause of the 14th Amendment transform that announcement into a binding promise that no charges will ever be filed? Yes. Your fucking word. You speak with the authority of the office that you're in, and now you're lying. Don't tell me believe the office if you're a liar, right? You have a right to remain silent. and they're always writing laws around shit to get you to. So yeah, well, I what is it? I request my the what is it the I think that my question or might incriminate me. And then somebody goes, okay, well we want to know what you have, and we won't hold charge. You won't incriminate. So tell us. And you go, no, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Then they'll charge you with not cooperating. It's a million fucking bullshit things that they do in courtrooms that you should know, but you don't care. Um, you are the DA, but now your word is trash, is what you're telling me? Then why am I talking to you? Why should I believe you if you walk into a courtroom? If you just lie or not be about your word? This is America. Does the 14th Amendment transform that announcement into a binding promise? So what the fuck is the 14th Amendment for if it's not a binding promise? Yeah, it was a grant of immunity. You said you wouldn't charge him. Let's read this whole paragraph. The question presented to the court is the question mark. The question presented to the court is were were where a prosecutor publicly announced that he will not uh, file charges based on a lack of evidence due to the Oh, good lord, excuse me. Let's start over again. Uh, question. Quotation marks. The question presented. Why is this table so wobbly? I feel like it's got to fall down. Um, Jesus. The the question presented to the court is where a prosecutor publicly announces that he will not file criminal charges based on a lack of evidence. Does that due process clause of the 14th Amendment transform that announcement into a binding promise that no charges will ever be filed against you? Yeah. Well, he didn't say, well, we'll file charges against you in 15 years or 8 months. It's no file. Tell us now and we'll file them in 15 years. No, what? No, I'm not telling you anything. If I don't talk to you, then you can't file charges. The criminal justice system is a fucking shit show, and I think it's getting harder and harder to get people to buy in. I'm notoriously famous for not carrying a gun, and I think that's a stupid move at this point. I would rather blow your fucking brains out on the side of the road than have somebody talk about what a piece of shit I was because I was on a podcast smoking weed, so I was obviously a criminal, and the cop who shot me 5 times and I didn't have a gun deserves to go home that day. Fuck you. I will have these podcasts as my evidence as I defend myself for blowing your brains clean out of your head. Right? Why? Well, he was obviously a criminal. What does his jacket say? He said no criminal activity ever. Well, he was working on it then, right? They make you the bad guy. Having said that, okay, we got one more paragraph. Because I mean, I have I got a problem with this, but I also got some shit to say about fucking Bill Cosby. Um, that motorcycle. As the decision stands now, it could have far-reaching negative consequences across the county. District Attorney Kevin Steele said. So he's saying, "Hey, we've been lying to everybody. We don't want them all out. Maybe you should be." It makes me mad. It makes me visibly fucking angry at the bullshit of these people. The justice on Monday rejected the petition to take up the case without comment. You should have to comment though. Jennifer Bongine, a lawyer for Cosby, had urged the court not to step in. How about just the fucking right thing by the law instead of playing fucking gotcha games? This whole thing sounds like a gotcha game. Under now the unique facets of the case, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court concluded that the former district attorney, and had made unconditional promises of non-prosecution, and that Cosby had relied on those promises to his detriment, namely foregoing his Fifth Amendment guarantees and testifying at 4 days of deposition, and that as a matter of fundamental fairness, the promise should be The promise should be enforced, she said. So the question is, what about the 4 years he spent in jail? Bygones? Mulligan? You see what I'm saying? No. People should pay a price. He paid a price. People should pay a price. I'm telling you, I think it's gonna get dark in America, and I think it's long overdue, long overdue, long overdue. All right, what time is it? Oh boy. Um, ugh. I guess we could read more stories, but I'm already hot and pissed off about. Look, here's the thing about Bill Cosby. Let's get look. Bill Cosby was a purveyor of bullshit in a bullshit town, right? Um, hey, suck my this and lick my that and kiss my so and so, and I'll put you in the movies, right? That's the same thing with the DA. Did you put him in the movies, right? They're making it sound like, and I look at this like it's Hollywood. Women go there to be actresses, to find husbands, to get into business, right? All this kind of stuff. Some women will sleep with you to get the role, which will lead to the next role. Then all of a sudden, they're world famous and living in a giant house, and no one tells you how they got there, right? Even the Harvey Weinstein shit, they didn't really mention any famous women. It was all the women who claimed he harassed me and I didn't give him any nook, and I'm a and other women going, I was raped, like strong arm rape, like he jumped out the shadows and in a place where women are like, he offered me, I don't know, okay, well I'll blow him for this role. I don't get it, and I find it hard to believe that him and Harvey Weinstein were running around Hollywood, strong arm raping women like it's the ghetto, and he had a mask and a kit, and on top of that, everybody knew about it. Like everybody knew R. Kelly, right? Which is also bullshit. Like R. Kelly was hanging around picking up 3 year olds, and everybody in Hollywood knew about it. They knew about the Ashanti thing, thought it was creepy, right? But once it was out, he just got pegged as that. And now people are acting, just like they knew Suge Knight was a criminal. They know this shit. They let it ride until it all goes left on them. So you're in this place playing this game. This is your comeuppance. I've heard a lot of those women talk about Cosby, and I don't believe a lot of them. They sound like they're lying, quite frankly. Everybody's always crying, and oh my god, hey, hey. Right? Just like all crimes, rape leaves evidence. And some of these women called them several times, like, "Hey, Bill, how you doing?" I'm like, right? Sometimes you have sex with people and it doesn't work out, and you see them at places and you hang out, and no one knows that you got, or some people know that you may used to be boyfriend girl. People go, I didn't know that you used to hang. Oh yeah, that was it, and you're fine with each other. Other people can't fucking stop, right? They can't stop living in a moment with you if you've moved on. And maybe sometimes you can't stop living in the moment and other people have moved on. It's a thing. Vengeance and all this. But to say that these people in that town are running around, jumping out of bushes, strong arm raping women with needles and drugs and all this shit that like they tried to paint, I was just kind of like, none of this sounds fucking legit to me. Yeah, yeah, they all knew Epstein. Yeah, I don't doubt it. The president knew Epstein. You're in the room with the president. You want to be, yeah, I totally get it. Um, they all have huge drug issues and sex issues, and they demand, you show up to massage them and cut their grass and do all this stuff for them because they're important people. And if they smacked your ass, and for all you know, Schwarzenegger raped his maid. For all you know, right? So he's painted like, oh, it was a thing and da da da, right? So he's got his narrative. It wasn't aggressive in any of that Me Too stuff, but on the other end, it wasn't a romance and love affair. What you just banged her, right? It was just it was, man, you are trapped in that dude's house. Could you leave? And sometimes it's rape under well, with cops it's like undercover, like, but it's not always like, well, I have to do it, or I lose my job and I lose my apartment, and I got to feed my kids, and oh man, what if, no, I have to do this thing? That's still a crime. The environment is so scuzzy, so scuzzy, so scuzzy. Everybody worships money and can't be trusted, but they're still selling you, you should get married, you should have a family. Really? Yeah, buy that house. Oh wow, you're divorced. Don't worry, she'll live in that with the kids. You have faith in marriage. Don't hate women. Just have faith in. Oh look, there's a nice woman. You guys get the. Oh well, y'all got married. You got to be. Oh, the housewife. You married to buy. Oh what? Divorce? Oh man, I know it's tough. It's tough. Don't get married. Just get a nice apartment now. So now you're paying for two houses and your apartment. Why? Why? What? Yeah, I think so many people tried to hack this system. The hacks are all over the place, and few shit works like it should. And one of those that does not work at all is marriage, right? And everybody's running around being sexual deviants. I'm looking at you, Bill Cosby, and Bill Clinton. Um, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It's hard to try and be a decent neighbor in this environment. It really is. You want to be good to your neighbor, but you don't want to be played by your neighbor, right? And I feel like everybody is got some kind of nonsense going on. I was a fan of Bill Cosby. William, William asked me, "Were you a fan of Cosby as a comedian earlier?" When I was growing up, Fat Albert was on TV. I didn't even know he was a movie star. I just thought he was a guy on my Saturday morning cartoons as I ate my cornflakes. And then my dad was like, "Oh, yeah, that's Bill Cosby. He was the first black guy who to have a television series, right? The first black person, yeah. Ice with Robert Culp, right? He was the first, and like the lady was the first woman to have a TV show of her own, where she was the maid for white, but she was the first one to have, right? So all these little milestones, and you're like, oh wow, wow. And then people you tell you're important, you can have everything you want. This is Hollywood. Like I said, you've been in zone for 40 years. Why wouldn't you think you're going to be in the zone, right? Vladimir Putin was in the zone for all this time, and now he looks to be in a whole lot of trouble. So he's got to go through with this, but it looks bad. So I don't know. I think he's looking for Joe Biden to be weak and let him have it, which I think that was his calculation. Europe is weak. Europe is doing nothing but crying. They should be moving troops into the Ukraine. It's closer to you than it is us. Who's he threatening? Who is he threatening with nuclear war? Who's he telling you can't have a no-fly zone in another person's country? I'd have fucking went to, man. Woo! It's a golf club. I think they need somebody like me who will curse you out on camera, and tell you that you're in life plan if you keep this shit up. It's gonna be in a bunker, Vladimir. His people don't want it. I'm pretty sure if if that many of his people don't want it, there's got to be a good percentage of his army that doesn't want it. And if a good percentage of his army doesn't want it, that's got to be through all the ranks. Now, having said that, that doesn't say that somebody's going to do him in. I really think somebody's going to do him in. Although I wouldn't pull a why are all my picks orange or yellow? Uh, Look at this. Hold it. Dropped all of them. You didn't see any of them hit the. Anyway, it's I don't know. I don't know. I think he thinks that he can do it because he can do anything in Russia. And I think what's going to happen is, God dang it, the the rest of the world is going to come calling in a way that he didn't expect. And I think this is it. I think the money thing is going to be a problem for Vladimir Putin. Hey, Milton, good to see you. I think the money thing is going to be an issue for Putin. I think even China, who's looking at him like, "Oh, we want Taiwan. Let's see what he did." They would they. I think they went like, "Ooh, right." The way Europe slammed this economic door is amazing to me. And their whole society wants these Western toys, but their society can't make them because, like I said, it really is about being able to think outside the box and be creative. And you can't go, okay, only think about you're only allowed to think outside the box for capitalist reasons. Right? That's not how thinking outside the box works, right? First, it starts with an errant poem when you're 14 or 12. It may start with this. It might start with you doing that wild and crazy thing because and then, as you get older and you calm down, that wild spirit is put into making cars or batteries or this or that, the other thing. It's not don't do anything at all and then go into this lab and make some great shit like the Americans do, right? Because the Americans were allowed to make hip hop music, right? The Americans were allowed to come up with skateboarding as a culture in California, right? All these weird things that people do when they're bored or when they're just curious or when they need to, right? A lot of what black people came up with was out of necessity in a desert, quite frankly. They don't have that problem. They have if you do anything that we think is shifty or wiggy, it is your ass. Welcome to the gulag in Siberia. So everybody stays in frame, right? Nobody's out of box. No one's out of pocket. Everybody stays in frame. But like we said, they're not. It's not the 50s anymore in Russia because there are people over there telling you, "Man, this sucks. Why are we even over there? Those people don't want to be Russian." And they're saying so freely, right? Nobody's, as far as we know, nobody's knocking on anybody's doors coming to get them later. No one. Noah's Ark in Kentucky. Yeah, okay. Uh, yeah, they built that giant ark, and I don't think anybody goes there. Does anybody go to that giant ark? Noah's Ark, Tennessee. Do not want to go to a wedding. What's the? I put Noah's Ark. Why isn't it July 8, 20? Noah's Ark Park seeds expansion with new religious exhibit. Here's the problem. I don't care about your exhibit if you're actively a racist, right? um. Oh boy. Woo wee. I gotta reshave my melon. All right. I guess we got 21 minutes, and I'm out of conversation. Am I out of drink? Mm mm mm. I'm becoming a little too southern, man. All right. So you know what? Give me a second. Boop 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 boop. All right. We got a couple of things to do here. My magic bag of tricks. Let's put this over here. Also have to get. I have a camera, but I have to get a camera stand to put on the table so you can see when I do stuff on yon table. Uh, but now, since you got me here, old drawn coffee maker, I have some breakdown to do, and since we're here, I might as well do it with you. Or what is going on with this thing? Or I'll do it later and just have all this here because I'm going to need it anyway. Oh, I was about to say, where's my phone? Um, it's 8:12. Do we have all the information cleared up? Did George Washington have enslaved? Yeah. Okay. Let's just say he did have enslaved. What? 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 Are any of those kids gonna come back and go, "Hey, We were George Washington's kids, and we want whatever our inheritance is after 200 years. What? When did George Washington die? George Washington died in 1799, right before the turn of the century, right? I think we looked this up before. Good Lord. Here's the thing, I'm bad with dates. Some dates I know, and then I go, is that right? And some dates I don't know at all. I want to say December 29th, 1799. When did George Washington die? Is that even, was that? That is not how you spell George. Let's do that. December 14th. What did I say? December 29th, 1799. All right. So 1899, 1999. Yeah, it's 223 fucking years, man. Who cares? My whole thing is fix the problems. I shouldn't be fucking around. I don't care if you had black slaves. I know the drama and the lay of the land. I'm trying to stop this from happening in 10 years versus talking about yesterday like you fucking fixed it. These people are fucking ridiculous. And then they hear George, then they hear Joe Biden go on about how America is not racist. It's just kind of like he's not going to do anything. He's going to ignore our problems as he asks us for votes. I should spend the next 6 months doing nothing but political bulletins about why you as a black person should not vote for Joe Biden. Right? Now, here's the problem with that. I don't want it to be grabbed up and used by other people because they would be good, and I am funny. I'm fairly uh, verbal when it comes to my opinion about things, right? So, uh, but yeah, you owe. Fuck you. You owe. What do you got? You're gonna pay us next time. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for you electing me yet again. No, no. All the people, uh, these cop shootings where it's one of three things. You either don't file charges, or it takes too long to file charges. Then when you do, you don't charge them adequately. And then when you do get a conviction, they do like 6 months in jail. The whole thing is a fuckery. You can go kick rocks, all of you. 20 actors who had blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing about sex scenes. Um, some people do them, some people don't. They're not that important anymore. I mean, there was a thing back when the only place moral people uh, got nudity was from like established corridors, right? Like the Hollywood movie people and maybe like Penthouse or Hustler. Now in the modern era, and you kept all those other nudie magazines nobody talked about, but they were there. Those films nobody talking about, they were there. Now nudity is everywhere. Do it or don't, nobody cares, right? It used to be a way to make yourself known as a lady. Pam Grier. Oh, she's on that. First of all, Pam Grier was an atomic beauty, right? Uh, get naked. It's the '70s. Yep, she was naked. Um, Marilyn Monroe essentially got famous naked, right? She had happened to have these pictures before she got famous, and then when what's name started his magazine, he bought the pictures and put her on the cover. So what he essentially did, the same thing that happened to Pamela Anderson Lee, right? He found these tapes of her, even though it wasn't her private stash, and she was trying to have a career. And once she got hot, a little hot, the 7 year itch, and she was the it girl, he plastered it all over the place to make his magazine famous. And that was the first uh, issue of Playboy magazine with Marilyn Monroe, and she was the it girl then, and everybody had to see Marilyn Monroe, right? Same thing happened with Miss Universe, right? They found her nudie pictures, and as she did, like then they exposed her so they could get some. But at this point, I got to tell you, man, I'm not a fan of all. It just seems dark, and I don't want to be a part of it. Uh, and open secrets. I think a lot of people have sex tapes that you lose track of. Do you even know where my sex tapes are? I think I've got a few of them, and I don't know. I think they're in my chest, but they might not be. And also, I'm pretty sure the footage is out of use, out of date. They're on tapes, right? Because tapes were what we did in the mid '90s, whatever the fuck it was. And that's people take a picture of, oh, look at me, I'm taking a nude selfie in the shower, and then it's on your phone with your other 6,000 pictures, and you forget it's there. And then you know the cops will go through your phone and root through your pictures. That guy took that woman's nudie pictures and put it online. Didn't lose his job. That's the shit I'm talking about. You won't even get rid of that guy. Then fuck your police department. He essentially just attacked the woman, her privacy, and exposed her forever. And your position is there, fuck her. Okay, all right. It's. I mean, it's so goofy. It makes no sense to me. Woman, let me be your woman. Naming and shaming Russia not part of the Pope's diplomatic playbook. What exactly is the Pope's diplomatic playbook for Russia? Since they don't have any Catholics in Russia, they have the Orthodox, but that split was 500 years ago. Why are we still acting like that church and like there are three popes. You know this, right? There's a Catholic Pope, there's a Greek Orthodox Pope, and then there's a Russian Orthodox Pope. Because they're all like it. God told me. No, 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 no. God told me. So you're just sitting here going, man, what the fuck am I even doing with these people? They're idiots. Is everybody a moron? Should I put you over here? Look at this. Look at that. That was a lot of oranges. I dropped them, and they're all over the place now. That was only two. Where's the other five? Here's one. So far that's three. I want to make sure y'all don't think I'm crazy. Oh, here they are. I had look, man. In my young man days, I used to love orange. I had a lot of orange everything. Lord, and oh, look at this. Some of that seems to have caught on. We got this. Even this is a weird color orange. Got a tape dispenser over here with the same stupid color orange. Ran out and buy tools with the same color orange. Um, yeah. What else do I have in here to prove my point? More orange. And of course we know my iPad cover is orange. I don't know. You should have saw me, like I said, when I was in my 20s, and green was my color. I mean, I had a lot of green. Then I went to this black phase, and you would have sworn I was a punk rock goth kid. Uh, Never. Oh, that's 10 o'clock. I wonder if I can get this done in 10 minutes. I don't like doing this because it takes forever. But sometimes I have you here to talk to. Maybe I can do this in 15 minutes. Super unlikely, but 15 minutes. Uh, Actually, when normally not on this late, we can actually kill the stream because I got here a half hour late. That's 10 minutes. So I'm greedy. I want my 10 minutes. We're gonna get it. Woman, let me be your woman. That song is so. Should we tell you if you are losing your mind? I'm thinking. I'm thinking. See, because you want clarity. You want your homies to let you know you might be slightly off your rocker. But interesting people. are always being told they're crazy. So how would I know that your assessment of my crazytude is actual and honest assessment of my mental trials and tribulations? That young man has got to be kidding me. Um, oh boy, my mental trials and tribulations. Um, over you just not understanding where I am, right? Because I am so next level as to be next level. See, that doesn't seem to make any sense. But those of you who get me, that makes perfectly good sense. All right, yeah. Tell me if I'm losing my mind. Um, but then tell me why you think I'm losing my mind, and then I will be happy to tell you why it's perfectly fine. As I'm trying to come up with something funny for that, like as I'm wearing the Napoleon outfit. I'm wearing the Napoleon outfit. I'm telling you that I'm Jesus, and I'm doing something. A third thing. What would the third thing be? Those are the two cliches, right? Thinking that you're Jesus, thinking that you're Napoleon, and thinking that you're President Lincoln. And right, the last one is Abe Lincoln. I'm Abe Lincoln. So yeah, yeah. If two of those. Thank you for the burst, William. I appreciate you. Two of those would be good, right? So I could be Abe Lincoln and Jesus. That's perfectly fine. Or I can be Jesus and I just mentioned them. Wow. See, maybe I do need to have my brains checked out. Da, 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 da. Oh boy, yeah, this is all just tiny little pieces. We're just gonna shred all of this. Oh my god. Um. So yeah, I think we're gonna take like I don't think I need 2 weeks. I think we're gonna take 5 days off, and then we're gonna come back with an event on Twitch, and that might be what is up with these weird people showing up and dropping these weird fucking anomalies. Um, yeah, I don't even know what to make of that. I gotta look it up and see what that is. Um, so weird. All right, so what am I doing? What am I doing? Where am I going? Here it is. 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. Rap music. Oh my God. When I was a young man, I could tell you stories about just loving rap music, sitting and listening to how clever some of this wordplay was. And then now there's no clever wordplay. It's all the clubs, I got guns, I fuck girls, the clubs, uh, my neighborhood, whatever poor neighborhood you're from, uh, is the coolest. Then it's more guns and girls and clubs, right? And then it's rhymes about clothing, right? Gucci this, Balenciaga that. Yeah, it's at this point they're advertising. Good lord, they're advertising gear. And no bueno. Hold on now. You can appreciate. Oh lord. Here we go. Coffee shaker. I turned it up to dislodge everything. All right, so, whoo-wee. And that is how it's done. All right. Oh wow, that worked out really well. How much time do I have? I have 4 minutes. That worked out really well. All right. I got a wedding to go to. I have to buy a suit. I haven't worn a suit in forever. So, I mean, I buy a suit. I mean, just, God dang it. I'm one of these people who believe that if you go to an event like a wedding, a funeral, you should wear a suit, right? And I get that everybody shows up in like a collared shirt and like a that would be awesome, right? A collared shirt, green, sports jacket, green, light green and dark green striped pants, high platform shoes. Like people show up at weddings now in sneakers and their ball club. I'm like, what? What was lost becomes a question, right? What was lost? Oh, there you go. And who lost it? So it don't make any sense if you're asking me my humble opinion. Let me be your woman. Woman, woman, woman. All right, so 3:22. I cannot believe we might actually get this done. Um, we're supposed to be counting down how many shows we did since June. All right. Did you wear a Peter Pan outfit? Why would I wear a Peter Pan outfit? Um, because I'm thinking of that woman, Debbie. What was her name? Who was Peter Pan? You probably wouldn't know. Uh, I don't know how old you are, William, but you strike me as a younger guy. And when I say younger, I just mean younger than me. Uh, so what was that woman who was all throughout the? I don't know how old you are. All throughout the not six. Yeah, I think it was the '60s, and it wasn't Debbie Reynolds who played Peter Pan, and she had one eye. Right, the Green Peter Pan thing. He almost looked like the Jolly Green Giant. I remember it. What was her name? She was Peter Pan. Was that Sandy Duncan who was Peter Pan? Yeah, Sandy Duncan had one eye. Was she Peter Pan? I think she was. Because for a while they used ladies because they needed a slightly framed actor. Sandy Duncan. Here's a name that no one will remember because she was a giant celebrity for the last generation of celebrities. Kathy Rigby too, right? Wasn't Kathy Rigby? There was two, right? One Kathy Rigby was a gymnast. I think the other Kathy Rigby was a actress who was a spy in they weren't the Untouchables. What would they call? The British version of the something or other. No, that's Rigsby. Good lord. All right. One's Diane Rigsby. One's Catherine Rigsby. Diane Rig. Wow, we're gonna have to put you on the payroll. Um, Sandy Duncan, February 20th, 1946, is an American comedian. I thought she died. Well, first of all, it's age 76. She's still alive. She's on Texas. God bless you, Sandy Duncan. I don't do a lot of. Wait, why is Flip Wilson trending? All right, all right, all right. This is what I don't understand. They should tell me why shit is happening. So whenever and Twitter does this too. I also have to put my Twitter up on so I can pull it up for you and start twittering more. Um, his name is Clero Wilson Jr. They called him. Well, I get why your nickname is Flip if your first name is Clero, Clerow. All right, let's go here. Let's do that. November 25th, 1998. I remember when he died. Why is Flip Wilson trending? What happened to Flip Wilson? He just got old and he died. Liver cancer. Why is Flip Wilson trending? Where's the news? Is he trending because the guy from Good Times died? Bookman? Without black people, television would have no flavor. Well, yeah, that's that you can say that about a lot of things we have our hand in this country. The music, and not just rap music, any type of music. No, he was 64. He died of liver cancer, right? So I don't think 60 is old. When I was in my 20s, I thought 50 and 60s was about proper old folkdom, right? When I say that, I mean like you're old, you're probably retired, you're running around, you're in my way. Versus old, which I mean like walkers and crutches and like that kind of thing. Um, so the logic of a 20-year-old man is kind of like take it with a freaking grain of salt. I do not. You know what? Let's see what this looks like on stream because I'm telling you, this this whole let's do this. Um, why does it sound like it's raining outside? Woman, let me be your woman. All right, yeah. Even in the hold it. Let's even in the restream, it cuts off the second image. At this point, I don't even know what to tell you. It this it's just goofy. It's goofy for no reason. It makes it hard to use the app, and it doesn't make any sense. Ah, the Avengers, Diana Rigg, the Avengers, Kathy Rigsby. All right, so let's go Rigsby. Why is Flip Wilson trending? Kathy Rigsby. Was she a gymnast? She was a gymnast. What did I say she was? A singer? Gymnast. Did she pass away? No, it says here she's still alive. Huh, all right. In the 70s, everybody had short. Oh, you know, right. Okay. She's the other one. Here she is. All right. She's the other person I had in my head who played Peter Pan all my life because I do not remember her as a gymnast. Good lord, how tiny is these lady gymnasts? Gymnast is like she's a room. Gymnast 4 foot 11. Sweet Jesus, 4 foot 11. Did I put it in the other room? I put it in the other room, didn't I? No, I didn't. I was just looking at it a few minutes ago. I'm looking for my tape measure. Okay, let's put this here. All right, everybody, just calm down. I just had it. It's not in the other room. Quite frankly, it should be in the other room because I need to stop laying all my crap in this area. I, I went to look. I went to look for my toolbox. I had to find a hammer over here, tape measure over here, uh, stud. Yeah, it was this joke. Um, where I'm gonna go get it. I gotta know what 4 foot 11 looks like. All right, 4 foot 11. This is 4 feet. All right. In her stocking feet, she's this tall. Right? Which is not bad. It looks pretty good, right? But that's the top of her head. So let's say her nose, right? Right here. So by the time you're looking into her face, you're looking about right here. Which should be about, no, excuse me, spitting, should be about right at the top of my t-shirt level. We're gonna leave this here and then forget it's in here. Wow. So Diana Rigg, Peter Pan. Yeah, that makes sense. Who's Tommy? She weighs 100 pounds. She recovering from bulimia. All right, look, listen. Bulimia is one of those things that every woman had in the 70s. Some women had it in the 60s, but way more women had it in the 70s. And now I don't think anybody has it. Bulimia is an eating disorder in a land of fat people. All right? So I think whatever we have now is opposite. What is bulimia? I don't want to eat, right? Bulimia. Is it BUL? It is BUL. Right. Bulimia is potential life-threatening eating disorder, da 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 da. An emotional disorder involving distortion of the body image and an obscene desire to lose weight. Right, losing weight is the issue here. All right. Yeah, no one has that problem now. No one has that problem. I guess that's it for us. We are gonna put a capper. Oh wait, I'm about to throw all of this stuff in the back room again. We have to put the capper on this one. Um, it was a good one. We did not expect to complete the whole thing because I gotta tell you, man, whew, tired. I'm tired. Uh, the old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. The old gray mare. Hmm. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. There's a little silence, I know, and nobody likes silence. But don't lose it. We're not a TV show. We're just sort of kicking it and hanging out. So we could have these. Oh, that's not good. We can have these awkward. Are they awkward pauses? I don't think they are awkward pauses. We can have quiet moments of reflection. How's that? Uh, versus awkward pauses. Um, yeah, quiet moments of reflection is where we are. Yo 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 yo. Gray shake. All right, so what do we got here? True has allergy season started there. Yes, and here's my thing. Uh, do you have allergies, William? If nature is trying to kill you, you might want to apologize to nature. Um, some of these pollen trees are ridiculous. I saw one with a video on YouTube. Oh, you use Benadryl? I mean, some of the pollen, like they shook the tree, and it was no, it wasn't like that. But it had to be like about that much pollen on the ground after they shook the trees. I was like, oh my god. Um, yeah, there's a fine layer of green over my car. Nature's trying to kill people. Not me though. I'm immune to nature's foibles. He said, right, and then a tree fell on him. Um, wow. Especially down here, man. Nothing but pollen. But again, like I said, I'm lucky. I'm not really allergic to any. I am allergic to something, but I don't know what it is. Because I once ate something and I swolled up and I was uncomfortable. And then it went away and I forgot what it was. But I haven't eaten it since. So whatever anomaly it was, I'm naturally staying away from it. But I noted that. I wonder what that was. Because I know people, can get really sick and die from it. And I live alone, so who wants to eat some wild anomaly and then turn into like that girl who ate the snozberry, right? Uh, turn into a big purple whatever she was. What was she? Somebody's gonna know. Well, first of all, what was her name? It was Baruka, right? Baruka, right? Baruka Salt, I think it was. Um, and she turned into a giant Baruka Salt. Was it Veruca? Veruca Salt 5. Oh my goodness, my typing is horrible. Veruca Salt. Veruca Salt is an American alternative rock band. Nina Gordon Lewis. Years active 1992 to 2012. 2013 to present, so they broke up for a year. I think people realize, well, now that I'm not in a band, I got to go get a job at Walmart. You know what's better? I would rather work in my bullshit band than work at Walmart. And then the band gets back together. Strawberries, the two girls. You mean the cranberries? She co-founded the alternative rock band Veruca Salt and played on their first two studio albums, American Thought and Eight Arms to Hold You. She's been being a vocalist and guitarist for alternative rock band Veruca Salt, which she co-founded with Nina Gordon in 1993. Bassist Steve Black, da 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 da. Post was the only original member still in the band and continue on with their musicians. Veruca Salt released a, huh. So the name of the band was the Strawberries. Past members. Good lord, if you start the band breaks up. Though the guys can go through other shit. Just change your name. It's not the same band. Good lord, bands are about band energy, right? If the person who starts the band leaves and he writes all the songs and shit, and then the people that he hired to be in the band stay in the band, they need to pick another name. Uh, the two girls, Veruca Salt. What hits did they have? American Thighs. This is the albums. What are the singles? Blow It Out Your Ass. It's Veruca Salt. That is an EP title. Officially Dead Lords and Sound of Lesser Things. Singles: Seether, All Hail Me, Number One Blind, Victrola, Volcano Girls, Shutterbug, Benjamin, Straight, Born Entertainer, So Weird, The Museum of Broken Relationship, It's Holy, Laughing in the Sugar Bowl, American Thing. It went to US number 8. Seether. What is Seether? Number One Blind, 1995, and went to 20. Why don't I know these? I think I know the name of the band because, or Number One Blind Volcano. Yeah, I think I know the name of the band because of the name of the band, not so much because of the any interest in that actual band. Veruca Salt is a greedy, demanding, spoiled brat and one of four main antagonists of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She demands every single thing she requests. Wait, what? She demands every single thing she requests. I guess that makes sense. And is the second person to find a golden ticket and the third eliminated from the tour. Unlike the other children, she did not find a golden ticket herself. Her father instructed the workers of his peanut shelling factory to unwrap thousands of Wonka bars he had purchased until they found a golden ticket. Showing her wealthy parents no mercy and no regard for other people's property, Veruca frequently pesters them to purchase a variety of different things for her. When the tour reaches the nut room, the nut room, the nut, the nut room. All right. Um, when the tour reaches the nut room, a room where trained squirrels test each nut to see if a good or bad, to see if it's good or bad by tapping it with their knuckles, Veruca demands that her parents, good lord, Veruca demands that her parents buy one for her. Walker refuses, so she goes in to get one for herself. The squirrels grab her and declare her a bad nut. After that, both she and her parents are thrown down the garbage chute. All three salts are seen exiting the factory covered in garbage. In 1971 film adaptation, Veruca had the fiery temper, rudely demand various desires, nonstop bragged about her. Da, 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 da. Okay, was this different in the book? Chasing anyone quicker is it is not squirrels but goes. Oh wait, there's a second book. There's a second movie. Hold it. In 1971 film adaptation, Veruca had the fiery temper, rudely demands various desires nonstop, brags about her wealth, and chastises anyone who questions her. In this film, it is not squirrels but geese that lay special golden chocolate filled eggs for Easter, one of which she demands as a new pet. She and Violet bicker. Hold it. Da, 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 da. She and Violet bicker on two occasions. Veruca is eliminated at the end of her musical number in the film I Want It Now after climbing a machine designed to tell whether or not the goose eggs are good or bad. Portrayed by Julie Dawn Cole, 1971, and Julia Winter in 2005. Wait, the 2005 one was. It's still spinning. The 2005 one was with Johnny Depp. I think I saw that one. There weren't any geese in Johnny Depp. What they're describing yet a third movie. And in the musical number, her musical number? There wasn't any. You have heard Caesar and Volcano Girls. Okay, now I gotta look those up. But I'm stuck here. In 1970, the Verk had the fiery temper. Pa, 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 pa. Each one she demands a new pet. She and Violet bicker. Violet in the 2005 film. Are they mentioning the book? In 2005 film adaptation, Veruca elimination remains nearly the same as in the book. And Tom and Jerry version, with only a few changes made, her demeanor is less vehement but more obnoxious compared to the 1971 version. In 2005, it's revealed that she owns a pony, two dogs, four cats, six rabbits, two parakeets, three canaries, a parrot, a turtle, and a hamster, totaling up to 21 pets. But when she interfered with trained squirrel used by Willy Wonka to select the best nut to bake, she's considered a bad nut. All right, so they're saying this, and I say in the film that Veruca had the fiery temper, she demands, she, yeah, they don't say so, because I'm reading this again, question her in this film. It's not squirrel to get a special code for Easter, one of which, yeah, they don't mention that this is a book. In question, in the film, it is not squirrels. In this film, it is not squirrels, but this implies there's a third film. In 1971 film adaptation, Veruca had the fiery temper, rudely demands various desires nonstop, brags about her wealth, and chastises anyone who questions her. Period. In this film, comma, it is not squirrels but geese that lay special golden chocolate-filled eggs for Easter. It is not in this film. They're implying a film. What they don't mention it though. What film? The following is a list of characters in 1964 Roald Dahl book, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. His 1972 sequel, Charlie and the Glass Elevator, and the former film adaptation, and the former is film at Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 71. Oh, so in 1964, he wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. In 1971, he wrote a sequel, Charlie and the Glass Elevator. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory came out in 1971, a year before the book. See that? That's called synergy. Hey, oh wait, we have this book out, and oh, the next book is coming out. And by the way, there's a movie of the first book. That you know what I'm saying? Synergy. Um, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 2005, list including actors who have played the character. All right, this is a oh man, maybe I can't raid. Uh, okay, we can get rid of you, Mr. Rigby, and we have to look up some of these songs. Caesar by Veruca Salt. Okay, we'll put that there. And what is the other one? Volcano Girls? Volcano Girls. All right, I'm going to listen to this and put you on mute to not get a strike. I'm sorry. I mean, commercials, right? I know one of them. I don't know I know this that last one. What is that? Seether? What did we just look up? Uh oh, good lord. What was the second one? The Volcano Girls? That's not the one I know. I know the other one. I know Seether. But yeah, I mean I don't know them like Alex Alakakis. Anybody know who that is? I'm gonna have t-shirts made up and you get a free t-shirt if you know who that is. Definitely a fan of Beavis. Um Anybody know who Alex Kakis is? Everybody, people are looking him up now. He was in this band called God, what was the name of the band? They wrote Father of Mine, which is great. They had a moment. It's Alex Kakis. Yeah, I think they're from LA. Father of Mine, tell me where have you been? Yeah, it's just a great fucking song. You can hear all the angst. Arthur Paul Alexakis. Alex, I always throw another syllable in there. Alex Kakis. How many bands are we talking about? Everclear. Yeah, like the liquor. There's some great names for rock bands. I think the best rock band name I ever heard is Soundgarden. It's just a great name for a band. Soundgarden. Black Hole Sun. Oh wow. Years active 1988 to present. They're still making songs? Yeah, that alternative rock, post grunge, power pop. What is even pop? Power pop is a form of pop rock based on early musical bands such as The Who, Beatles, The Beach Boys, and The Byrds. Power pop? They're just making up titles to sell you stuff. Grunge is dead. Punk rock, I can't say that's dead because I have friends who would tell you that that's not dead. It's like saying hip hop is dead, which I would say, but I got friends who will tell you that hip hop is not dead. How dare you? What are you thinking? close my eyes, the whole world disappears. That song, Father of Mine, is just a fucking great song. Then he walked away. My daddy gave me a name, and then he walked away. Such a good fucking band. So much for the Afterglows, the album that I had. So much for the Afterglow. What a great name. All right. Um, I don't care about your political activism, but I do really, 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 really appreciate your music writing. Everybody plays a Gibson. Oh man, look at him. He is killing that. What is that? G? He's murdering it. Um, the tattoo situation has gotten out of control in America. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us. We've been streaming for 2 hours. 2 hours. Just these two, not these. That would be 4 hours. Just two, not this one. That would be three. Just this many. This that would still be three. That you know what I'm talking about. Um, we'll be back tomorrow. Uh, we will be back tomorrow. I have to figure myself out because I have to tell you, I don't even know what is going on with the what's that are going on. 2019, Alex announced that he has MS. But you know, how about we cure something? How about that? Cure one of the cancers, you fucking idiots. I mean, there's stuff that people want, and you won't think about it because you don't have it, and I won't think about it because I won't have it. But God forbid you get a weird something, then you go talk to some doctor, something they go, you have X, Y, or Z, and then you start acting and say, why? I mean, I remember this famous person and I like this guy. Why isn't there a cure for this? Because they don't care in Washington. They take all the money you give them and they split it amongst themselves, and they use 5% for PR work and 5% for lawyers to protect them from you after they found out what you did to the cash. I'm saying you like you're the bad guy. But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? What the bad guy did to the cash. They're all the first thing they do is they steal and then they protect themselves. They steal and then they protect themselves. We need we need breathing room here, and we don't have it anymore. I think like I said, I think they've hacked the place so thoroughly that they broke it, that nothing works because everybody's got their hand in something. Everybody's running a con on somebody. The most common sense thing that you should be able to have handled doesn't get handled because those people there won't buck the system to change anything, even though it's their job, because they don't want to be the one to do so. It's like Russia, like thinking creatively. I don't want to do that. Let someone else do it. Like just like in movies, they'll always show you somebody taking the initiative and doing something, being rewarded for. You try and take the initiative, right? If it does work out, they're like, "Oh, good for you," and then you won't get any credit for it. And then they expect you to do it all the time. It's like an added thing that you have to do for these people. I don't know, man. All right, that's it for me. I am gonna play some video games. Uh, Sweet Jesus, I don't even know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm stressing and I'm pudging up. Uh, Both of those things are not allowed to happen. So I had to somehow de-stress and somehow de-swell myself. But I gotta tell you, I expected to be calm last year. Then I got tense and tense and tense and more tense. And then I expected the new year to be a break. And then that just started out. Actually, the last really good day of this year, I want to say was the third. We were like, oh, the last 2 days it's been 80 degrees. But then I told you, man, I got this weird feeling about this year. Oh, man. So I'm kind of foreboding. Um, and I haven't been able to catch a break. Excuse me. So yeah, we're gonna force some change. Be the change. Why do I have all these? I only use like 4 of them. Why do I have all these picks here? And that's not even counting these, which is just a ton of them. More purples, more purples, more purples, more purples, more purples, more purples, more purples. All right, so I guess that's it. And then we got this, which I can't figure out how to use. I know you stick it on your finger, and then you let's use this since you're closer. And you're unplugged, and I don't want to make any noise. This is not like it's easy to do it with your finger. Getting used to like strum and then come back. All right. Not everything's. Oh, I'm just gonna trip over that. I know I'm gonna walk right past and grab my foot in this loop, and that's gonna be it. And we gotta put this over here because, good lord, let's be clear. In the modern era, everybody's using what? Wi-Fi. God only knows. All right, that's it for us. Half an hour past the line of demarcation. Let's just end it. We're gonna let it run, and I'm just gonna say my goodbyes. I want to thank everybody for coming through. Um, Lord, it's oh my God, it's 5 after 9. We will be here tomorrow, sussing it all out, trying to figure it out. Um, Ran out yesterday. Got some books, moleskins. Huh? Creativity requires discipline, right? You have to sit down, you have to gather up your thoughts, you have to clear your head, and you have to create whatever you're going to create, whether that's a song or a painting or a poem or or a meal, right? You have to sort of suss your head out, get your act in order, and then do that. That's where I'm at now. We're gonna suss it out. We're gonna get our act in order. I just thought I threw this away. Sweet. It should say dreams, but that's not what this says. Sweet decades. Sweet decades. I don't know what that means. Uh, we got to do the thing, right? We gotta make the moves that signal the promise and progress and prosperity for tomorrow. Um, and granted, I'm over here talking like, you know, the young kids, but you should talk like this. That way, maybe you want to inspire some young kids to do something. You just can't go, at this age, nothing's worth living for. You should stop trying everything. Fuck the man and the world and the place are all racist and the women are all greedy and the men are all violent and the Jews are all this and the Catholics are all that and the Muslims are all the other thing and fucking there's no point in doing any of it anymore, right? You can't have that mindset. And even if all that other stuff is true, that those other people are all actually what they are, how you get down in that environment says a lot too. You just can't go, well, what is the point? I guess I'm got, right? You have to be like, God damn, the place is corrupt. How do I make my own path, right? You never stop looking. If the drain pipe is as big as a straw, you can get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Um, we're talking about mental, with your mental fuckery. So yeah, I need to get a mic, a camera. I'm not even gonna overdo it. I have an expensive camera, and I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna get another one of these, put it right here, and then you can watch what I do when I roll my J's or paint my pictures or draw. I probably do drawing right here. We'll figure it all out. God only knows, but we will figure that shizzy out. It is 9:07. I guess that's gonna be it for us. I'm gonna thank everyone who came through, the lurkers and the looky loos. I encourage you to like and subscribe as soon as I find my placard, which I paid a lot of money for. It just can't be running around showing this placard to anyone. Oh my goodness, where's that placard? Ah, I can't even right now with me. Um, it's around here somewhere. Good lord. You know what? I should write it on the back of this. Yeah, not a bad idea. All right. I don't even know where it is. It's around here somewhere. Barnes and Nobles. All right. I don't know what this. Sometimes I just want to punch myself right in the face because sometimes it doesn't make any sense. Where is it? It wouldn't be anywhere else but here. Why is it not here? I did spill some a couple of days ago, didn't I? And I had to do all this stuff. I took remember that book I told you I had all these things about. I'm not going to show you what it says because yeah, this is that book. There's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, look how much. Yeah, this is the one of the ones that I kept, but I had one threw it away. It looks like a manifesto. It looks a little crazy. But it's about. But then hindsight is it's not really a manifesto if people do, you know, uh, people get together and they build stuff together, right? Open up hospitals and stuff. But that starts with writing shit in a book like this. So I shouldn't have been as paranoid as I was about it. But I was paranoid about it. I'm really pissed off that I can't find that thingo. So now I have to make sure I have an excuse me. Now I have to make sure I have more tomorrow just to make sure when I ask you to like and subscribe and come back tomorrow, I can actually show you something. But it's not here. I don't even know where it is. It's making me completely goofy. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about when I'm not on my game. I'm this forgetful and this kind of like ugh. That right there is an internal sign with me, which it happens from time to time, and I just tighten my shit up. So now I'm going to be tight a lot more because something tells me, especially in the spring, I begin to run. So what the hell is that? I'll try and do some light workout. I'm pretty sure I won't get down to my fighting weight or anything like that, but I'll just get close enough to what's that song? Closer to free. I'll just get closer to a place where I feel good about my standings. I cannot believe I have not ended the stream because I can't find that piece of card. Oh my god, I'm the worst. I could write another one right here, right now, right? But I won't. All right, like and subscribe, please. Catch me on Twitch, Karma Arma, and catch me on YouTube, True S Armor, and catch me when you catch me because I'm here all the time, literally all the time. I'll be back tomorrow 6:30. Uh, it should go nicely. It should go really nicely. Is it in here? Of all the places it should be, here would make sense. And no. All right. That's it. I'm not even. Hey, look, my little book. Get a little book like that. Uh, thanks again, man. William, especially you. Thank you for always letting me know that, you know, I need to, I need to have verbal communications to make sure that this stream is a good stream. And you always come in and remind me to use my mic, which is I'm gonna one day get up on it. And I want to thank you, man. I really do appreciate you, and I really do appreciate you. Um, I'm not gonna cry. I just appreciate you, man. All right, everyone. We will see you tomorrow at 6:30. I'm gonna try not to be late, but today was slightly different. Uh, Before we go, William, what is up with this Strawberry? Are you telling me that they were in a band called Strawberry, or they had a song called Strawberry? Ooh. Oh, strawberry allergies. You have strawberry allergies? Strawberries are, that God is mean sometimes. Strawberries are freaking awesome. Wow. Yeah, we need to fix these. I mean, why? So many people have allergies. Why wouldn't they have fixed the allergy? At least, you know what I mean? This is what I mean. They don't cure anything anymore, and people are just sort of like, fuck these people. But they're gonna. And the thing I was telling my uh, ex a million years ago. The only people you hear them raising money for cancers for are women's cancers, breast cancer, ovarian cancer. You don't hear anybody say a damn thing about anything that a guy gets because it's not really about cancer. It's really about preening and going, look at us, oh we, they're not curing anything, but they still are raising money. All right, your homie, will see. Ooh, you know what we should do? We should shut this down while we do that. Um, oh, almost hit the end stream button. See, I did that the last time. I felt like one of the few times that I got off stream early. Present on stream. Let's do this. Let's stop here. Yeah, baby. We can close this. And uh, good lord. Uh, this rag is beat and disgusting. Look at it. It's all holy and this is my. I take this rag everywhere I go in the summer. It's a dab rag, damp rag. Sometimes you can wrap a frozen water around it. Yeah, this rag has become my blankie. All right, boys and girls. Oh, what just happened? Every time you hit something by accident. All right, boys and girls. Um, man, you hit something. You slightly nudge something, and things go upside down. And hey, Trippy Hippie, good to see you, man. We are just about to wrap it up. Wrap it up. Uh, uh, tired, sleepy, groggy, nervous. Uh, I don't know why. I think it's just I don't know. There's something looming, and I can feel it. I've mentioned on the show before. I shouldn't have, but it sounds crazy. But I won't mention it again because it does sound crazy. Uh, but I believe that something weird is going to happen this month, and we'll see. And it's all over me. This has been a bad year for me. I knew it was going to be. I hope it doesn't get worse because a year is a freaking long time. Um, I hear that I've been hanging. Definitely, you been. Hold on, wait. You hear that you've been hanging? Hold it. I thought you were gonna do a show there a couple of days ago. You're just. Oh, this is your hangout. Is Chico's your hangout spot? We should definitely jam, but I'm not good enough to jam with anybody. It's been 10 months, but I would definitely love to. Disregard, I hear. Uh, Disregard, I hear. Yeah, so yes, music is important. I would love to jam because I've never done it. I don't know the theory behind it, but I know three chords, and I've been doing this for 10 months. I need to jam and learn what people, because I think that's where people, other musicians, uh, take your measure, and then they can tell you where you're bad. Oh, you need to work on that. Oh, you're not so bad at this, but you really need this. And dude, a metronome, get one. Everybody, So then you go, oh, okay. I've hung out with the gods, and because everybody needs a peer group. That's how do you otherwise? How do you know if you're getting any good? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Uh, But I didn't know that you hung out there. Maybe we'll see before the 29th. I thought you were going to Chico's and you were going to play on the 29th. But I didn't know that you hung out there. Shit, maybe I'll hang. Maybe I feel like it's Friday because I did. But it's Monday. When did you say? You said the 29th, right? Which is. I need to write this down. This is in my Twitch account. I'll write it down. Is it the 25th or the 29th? The 29th is on a Tuesday. I think it probably was the 25th or the 26th. 21st Street, 29th Street, 7 to 9. 21st Street at 29th Street. On the 21st, which is Monday, at 29th Street. Oh, all right. I'm getting my 21. All right. Let me write this down while I got you right here. I'm going to put this up on so I do not miss it. Where's my fat marker? There it is. All right. So, why is this thing dying on me? Because you barely use it. March 20. This just hurts my feeling that this pen is dead. I'm gonna go buy another one. Hear about this one. March 21st at 29th Street. 29th Street. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Trippy hippie show at, let's make sure I remember this, Chico's. CHI Chico's. All right. All right. I got plans in 2 weeks. 29th Street, the 21st. 29th Street. Let's make sure we got this. All right. All right. Not 29th on the 21st Street. It's the 21st or 29th Street. I think I can handle that. Let's put this back here before we freaking lose it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, spoons and forks, penises and vaginas. This is it for us. I am out. Man, this has been a pretty decent stream. Uh, 7, right? We got here a little before 7. So we've got our exercise. Although I gotta tell you, we were slow with the news. I mean, the news was just we read about Cosby, but hey, did you guys hear about that soccer fight? The footage of that soccer fight is bananas. I don't see how anybody is telling me that Mexico needs to get its shit together. And people here just go down there and hang out like there's no problem. And people there just hop the border like there's no problem. America needs to fix its shit. It really does. And so does Mexico. Mexico needs to fix its shit. It's looking like a failed state over a soccer game. Remember the soccer riots England used to have? Right? This is the energy that they have over there. They toned it down a lot because they wanted Western American money and shit. And they were like, we won't ever remember. Soccer is a completely new thing here. They instilled it in the children, right? So they started soccer leagues, so now everybody who's under 30, I would say, likely had soccer growing up, right? Um, but everybody over 30 had baseball, football, basketball, right? There were no real soccer leagues. You might have played because you saw it on TV. But they're trying to make this place Europe. So you can hire Europeans to come and play soccer in America. David Beckham, right? They gave him all this money just he could be a big name in America. He did dick here because the population was like, soccer, right? I guess that affected his play. He wasn't great here. He was just here. He took a ton of money. Then he went back. Wait, did he go back or did he retire and just stay in California? Because I know they still live in California. Don't even get me started. Um, the America is just a mall. You need to fix it because people live here. They keep their wives and their kids and their sons and their daughters and their husbands and their Grammys here, and people treating it like, oh, it didn't work out for me. I just go to America for my American dream, and you people get out of the way. Who been here forever, who fought all the wars, and it's. I think the American political class has like it's like the people who are meanest to you are people in your family. And I always thought, because it's like I can be mean to you, you're not gonna leave. I don't have, you're. I mean, versus I'll be nice to that stranger. You know what I mean? It's that kind of weird logic. And my whole thing is the first people you have better be nice to is the people you're related to, you knucklehead. If you need a couch, they're the ones most likely to put you up on one. But yeah, it is what it is. Uh, when they're going to escort people to the border when they got out of the hospital. Here's the thing: you escort somebody to the border, they're back in the country in 2 weeks. You got to stop that. What is this catch and release bullshit? You need to do something about the border. I don't know if an actual wall, but a ditch or a divot or some drones or actual, But you just can't go. Oh, we're not going to do anything about it. Let people just come on over here and set up lives, right? They're taking resources, and that's what the game is really about. Meanwhile, the people here who need those resources, you're telling, what about them? Why can't they have these resources? Whew, America is fucking around with like absolute chaos. Um, we're gonna see how it plans out. I will not be involved in it. I'll be smoking my J's, painting my pictures, telling you what's coming, and then I'm about my business. I will obviously be armed because I will not be got by haters. Or at least I won't be an easy get by the haters. It's gonna cost you some people, man. I mean, whenever I think about this, I think of Iraq, like these anonymous death squads. You might say something. 5 years ago, somebody remembered it and come after you. Had nothing to do with the conflict now. They just carry grudges and deal in murder, and then claim that Allah is on their side, kind of thing. It's like the white Christians here who dealt in rape and thievery, and claimed that God had their back as they did it. All while that was going on, they were killing immigrants and raping their wives because wives have to put out. This is just obvious, right? I mean, the shit that people in power just took as their right. I mean, it goes back to fucking England and the days of was it prima nocta, where the guy the lord can come down from the castle and bang your wife on your wedding night as a gift to her. Let me bless the wedding. Come here, woman. That's the kind of like what kind of we wrote it in the law and we've got these knights here who will cut your head off. So yeah, we can do it. All kind of we stand up the dumb and stupid thing with violence. And that's why I think a lot of people are just going to be like, you know what? Well, I'm not going to run the country, but I can absolutely deal with you and fuck you and your violence. And then you go, well, we've got people who are better at violence. And they'll go, no, 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 we're not standing in lines against each other doing X, Y, or Z, right? I'm sneaking up on you when you're at a barbecue, right? I mean, in Iraq, they were planting fucking truck bombs. Just indiscriminate murder. Don't underestimate people's hatred. And like I said, it's been going on for a while. They should fix it, and they can, and they won't. I think that we're gonna see what happens. I think the times are changing, and shame on those for not getting it. All right, boys and girls, 17 fans killed in a soccer fight. 17 soccer. Let me slide this over a little more. Ugh. Oops, sorry. Soccer. We're not gonna open it up, but we're just gonna. Good lord, we're gonna get the the fatty fatness on this one. Let's put this here. We can just shrink this down. Soccer hooligans. Soccer riot. We fight, therefore we exist. What lay behind Mexico's brutal football riot? Mexico's soccer riot leaves 26 injured, officials say. Mexico Soccer League suspends all Sunday matches after fan riot. Soccer riot during Atlas. See, you let them drink and then they get all fucking stupid. And here's another thing about people that you should know what their true color is. Um, you do know, you do know that the Ukraine has a giant neo-Nazi problem, right? I mean, we know this, right? Before you fucking go over there to die for freedom for people, that would happen to have you die for them right before they fucking bump you off and go back to talking about how great Hitler was and fuck the Jews. You're like, I came over here, Ukraine, to help you out. What the fuck? Yeah, they have a giant racist problem. Don't get it twisted. And just because their president is Jewish, that means dick. It's incredible that there are no deaths. Wait, so you said 17 people, 17 fans killed in a soccer fight? They're saying no deaths. How many died in Atlas versus Querétaro? 17 people. While the local government has stated that no fatalities resulted from the incident, reports cited by independent observers said 17 people had died. Others reported the toll was higher. TV Azteca journalist David Medrano tweeted out a photo and confirmed of a dead fan. What in the ever loving fuck? And these are the people who just want to wander over the border with this kind of mentality. It don't make any sense. Mind you, full of cartel members too. So maybe some of these people were low level that, right? People who will absolutely do the violence. Good lord. And everybody's running around with knives and shit. I mean, it's not just a fist fight. I'm gonna put this back up. It's not just a fist fight. Uh, you know, drug cartels are a real thing in Mexico. Um, and people are loaded for bear. So I think that might have had something to do with it. Look at this one. Hold it. Let me see if I can go back. Hold it. Look at this image. First of all, this guy who's being hit is easily 5 inches taller and 60 pounds heavier. His pants is down around his ankles. His face is a bloody pulp. There's a guy above him holding him somehow or stabbing. He's doing something to him. I mean, look at these guys. They've all got tats. Like the guy walking here, uh, he's got tats like a gang member across his. I mean, uh, it's it's. Look at this guy smiling. I mean, out it the idea of it is outrageous. Then they went into they set the stands on fire. Oh my god, what is wrong with people? It's always fun until and that's what I think it was. People get drunk, right? And they think fighting is fun and you used 26 injured. They're not saying anybody dead. The way these people report the news, I just find abysmal. I find it abysmal. I think a lot of stuff going on I don't understand. I don't understand why this is not a problem for America and why they don't act as so. I'm sure when this comes out and it gets real outrageous, they'll come out and they'll have an opinion. We in the State Department believe that da 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 da, and so should do X, and then they'll go back, but they won't do anything. Sweet fucking G. Where were the cops? They probably took cover. We were taught, because one, the numbers are not with you. You can't go out there in uniform to try and do anything because someone will cave your head in and then they will stomp you out because people hate cops. And it won't be you, it'll be the uniform. It could be your first day, you could be the best cop in that city, but when all hell breaks loose, it's it's a pick your target. What is it? A target rich environment? It's so fucked up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, your homie, Soccer Riot. You know what? This before I let it go, what was it? Atlas versus Quintero. Oh my God! Look at these pictures. How do you even know who you're mad at? You're just attacking random people. Five on a guy. This is really the problem. I think the average person will happily murder you off because they're unhappy about shit. And there's a lid that society keeps on that. But society makes that. It makes it that way. It makes it so. Makes all these miserable, angry, and hateful people that it then has to keep a lid on and says there's nothing wrong about. So you can have this weird fucking culture. This culture is not good. Not good. People need a break. And this culture is just pervasively abusive. Really outrageous. 17 dead people. Yeah, you can keep your soccer. Um, they talk about football is violent, but there's no riots in the fucking stands. You know what? We are not Mexicans. Our system is very different. They shouldn't be able to just show up here because they want to. You should have. I've always said this. You should have some say as to who's in your country. Not well. I like it here. I'm just gonna stay. Fuck you. Right? And let me take part in all the racist bullshit here. And then when you're caught that you're doing that, no one throws you out. There's some people that have gotten into crime and they're throwing them out, but their family gets to stay because their family isn't criminals. I'm like, all right, fine. Um, and then those people don't want to go because they did all this dumb shit when they were 17, 18, 19, and now they're 30 with a wife and kids. But you were gang members, right? The initiation was beating up black people in LA. Why no? Get out. You should have some compassion. Like I said, look, how many people are coming here to help me with my problem in this grand country? How many? Not very many. But you want to send people to excuse me, not Afghanistan. You want to send people to the Ukraine to fight with the Nazis, not all of them, but some of them, so they can do what? So they can do what? That whole thing. I mean, this just tells you how sinister Russia is, and you should take appropriate steps. But all this, oh, the Ukraine, whoa, whoa, whoa. While sad, is not helpful to anybody, and it doesn't say what we should be doing. Like, so if you see that, you should then go, oh, we should over here should shore ourselves up so that over there doesn't happen to us. Versus what you're doing is the opposite of cheerleading, but oh, woe is me. Like you're like you're gonna do something. If they do anything, you're gonna go over there and you're gonna take the. You're not gonna do anything. All right, that's it for me. We're gonna do other stuff. What is going on, 10? Come on, man. Don't be so wordy. We would have left an hour ago, but William is wordy. All right, we will look at these pictures are ridiculous. We will see you in the next one. The next one is tomorrow. Watch yourself because some of these people are broken toys and are shitty people, and they're all about crimes of opportunity. People who will never commit a crime. So once the light goes out, they'll be committing crimes with the rest of them. Like this is my shot to be ridiculous. I've been in blackouts. I was like, you know what? We're locking the doors, right? Sound the fire escape, watch people go by, da da da. But once it gets dark, like when I say once it gets like late, like I say 10, in those nights, we get off the fire escape because that's when the hunters are out. And at night, at least in New York, you're either hunting people because they're hunting people, right? So the bad guys are looking for victims, and you as a cop are looking for the bad guys. So everybody's a hunter. Um, yeah, it's sort of fucked. I'm going through the chat to see if I missed anything. Yeah, I don't have any allergies. Knock on wood. I am allergic to the bullshit. uh, 17 fans. Oh my god. I would just rather hang out with like-minded people, like whatever I believe, and shoot. At this point, I'm tired of trying to make friends. People are just ridiculous, and they can be really disappointing. So at this age, they tell you, oh, when you get older, it's hard to make friends. Yeah, people have come with a lot of baggage and are full of shit. Um, and I'm that way too. So while my baggage isn't woman related or violence or criminality or any of that shit, I've got a I've got a lot of opinions about a lot of shit over the last 40, 50 some odd years, right? So you're not going to say something like, "Oh man, I love Jay-Z and Beyonce" without me going, "What do I even fucking begin with these two?" Right? Versus in my 20s, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I like them too." But if I wasn't that crazy, I didn't go. But I like Rihanna and Kanye, right? Give you an. But now I'm just kind of like it seems to be. I don't mean to be confrontational, but it seems to be confrontational. I love Beyonce. Ugh. Here we go, Uncle Sean. What happened now? What don't you like about her? Right? I mean, it's. I feel like there's information you should know, and I should tell it to you because you're not reading about it or finding it any other way. Just like I feel like there's information that I should know that you have, and I ask my nephews and nieces a ton of questions all the time. That's why I know who the cool kids are in the music industry because I got all these. My youngest niece, I think is 3, and my oldest niece, I want to say is 35, right? So I got a nice wide spread of nieces and nephews in that age range. They're old enough to drink and be interesting to talk about their husbands and their kids and right. So they're adult. It's really interesting. Um, they're old enough to like roll a J and be like, man, whew, you can reminisce with them, tell them stuff did as a kid that they don't remember. It's family is so important. You need to hang out with these people and you need to have good vibes with them. Nobody wants to hang out with you if you're miserable. No one wants to hang out with you if you were mean to them when you they were little kids. I don't understand people. I don't understand why they're not crazy about their families either. Definitely gonna jam sometime. Definitely gonna do it. All right, that's it for me. I mean, This is the brotherhood. This is my like my Discord is called Armory because my last name is Armor. This is where I keep all my interesting shit. And there's not really a lot on my Discord. Um, I should tie my Discord to my. This whole week is gonna be interesting. I wish I had a techie girlfriend or some shit. Um, I gotta cut this for because this guy is kicking this guy. Why? What started the fight? And people are drinking and laughing, and then it got completely out of control. And you know this guy is a cartel guy because the first thing he did was take his shirt off and cover his face. When you see that kind of shit going on, get out of there. He went down on the field. People are, it's a fight is always funny till someone beats your ass. I used to say this all the time. People want to kick off bar fights. The first thing I do is take a corner and get a chair. Stay away from me. I've worked my way to doors before, because I knew it was coming down. I've only been in two. Never had to hit anybody. And like I said, I've already carried a gun. Bar fights. Not the mode, man. And the first dude who pulls out a gun, the problem with that is you pull out a gun, you don't know who else has a gun in there. And the guy who pulls out a gun can be standing behind you. Yeah, keep your guns in your pocket. Your best thing to do is to get low and go for the exit. Your gun should be an option of last resort. All these showy guys can't wait to pull out a gun. Now you're the first guy I know I have to deal with. Oh, wow. Brutal. Look at this shit. Yeah, we need to do something about our borders. The world is a dark place. Some of these third world countries, they do wild shit. And I get why. It's like some people in the ghettos do wild shit in this first world country. And I get why. But don't act like just because you're a house cat, other people won't be, alley cats. I mean, this is why you have police to protect you because not everybody can fight. Not everybody wants to fight. I hate fighting. I'm always sore and it always fucking hurts. I know people who love it. Love it. Idiots. Cannot stop getting arrested. I think it's what they do because they can't hug people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I also think low key some of these guys need to go back in jail because they can't be gay out in the world. Um, that's what I'm thinking. Uh, and that is it. All right, well, an hour and 15 minutes. We've doubled our pod today, so that's 2 hours. That's 2.5 hours. A 2.5 hour pod. All right. It's funny because I was talking to Biz and he was like, "You do any long form stuff?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing any more 5 hour pods. I'm a hour and 15 minutes, 4 nights a week. Well, actually 6 nights a week. I think we're good. Four weeknights and both weekends. Yeah, I think we're good. Bam. All right, long form. That is it for us, and that is really it for us. I want to thank you. Look at this. I'm even gonna. Oh, look, we've got 1 minute to wrap up for this to be a fully even show. Uh, Take care of yourself, man. Family's important. Like I said, get a hobby, even if you're shitty at it. I'm the world's shittiest guitarist. That is my goal. As long as I'm a guitarist, it's like my friend Ava once told me. She was like, what we call the. She was a doctor. We call the guy who graduated last in med school. And I was like, what? She was like, doctor. I was like, good point. Um, so yeah, there you have it. Find something that makes you happy. Go get some of that. What is it? Where is it? I don't know. Only you know that. But there is some small bliss out there for you, right? I want to thank you, and again, I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, this pod was fucking long. Uh, uh, we got a 10-second countdown to the end of the thing. All right, that's it for us. Everyone, please take care. Trippy, take care of yourself. William, take care of yourself. All you lurkers, I'm glad that you lurked. Take care of yourself. Come back, like and subscribe. The next time I'll actually have a placard with my mentionables on it. Because now I've got no mentionables, so I'm unmentionable. Um, we'll see you in the next one. Next one's tomorrow. Take care of yourself.